Heir to the Empire. All right, so I just did a video about the Supergirl comic, and I still got my mustache. I might shave it soon. I wanted to do this too because I've been behind on the Star Wars videos. I got this to do, and then I got the rest of the Thrawn trilogy. We're on the Thrawn trilogy. These are my favorite books I've read so far. This is great. I love these. Anyway, this story takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi. The New Republic is established. They're set up on Coruscant. Luke disagrees with that choice. I also disagree with that choice. But, you know, it is what it is. Leia is pregnant with twins, Jason and Jaina Solo, and she also began her Jedi training. But she can't focus on the training because she has to, you know, rebuild the government. And my Moth was really, like, pushing that, like, yo, you gotta help us out because you're, like, one of the best diplomats. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. But, you know, get that Jedi training, you know? Anyway, Obi-Wan appears to Luke. And he says it's going to be the last time he's going to be able to appear to him, just like Anakin did in Truce of Bakura. And I'm like, why? I still don't know why. Maybe I missed something. Because, like, I know there's books between Bakura and this that I didn't read. And I'm just hoping it's in something else I read. So, or that someone tells me what's going on here. Anyway, the New Republic is looking to hire some smugglers to help get the trade back up and running because, you know, the Empire is not around anymore to do it. No one trusts it because Admiral Akbar is very anti-smuggler. And he's very anti-Lando and Han, too. Which, you know, they're helping. Not Lando. He has his own thing going on, but Han is definitely helping. Anyway, Luke, Han, and Leia go on this diplomatic mission, and they're attacked by Nogri. They're trying to kidnap Leia. They use this YT-1300, which is the same model as the Falcon, if no one knows. Han takes Leia's lightsaber. Awesome, she has a lightsaber. Since when? I don't care. It was just dope. I want her to use it. Anyway, and he just slices through the main drive and it just crashes and blows up. It should have been Leia to use it, but Han using it is a good throwback to Hoth in Episode 5. Another thing about that, these characters, it's been 5 years after Return of the Jedi, they constantly refer to things happening in the movies. Like, nothing's happened in the last 5 years. Like, this whole 5 years you have to reference stuff. And they're like, remember when this thing happened on Tatooine? Can't believe it. Just like that. It's like, you know, make up some other things. Even if it's not in books or anything, just make it up. Someone will make a book about it later. Not anymore. But they would have. So these Nogri are skilled assassins. They're very stealthy, and they can smell bloodlines, which is wild. And they work for the Imperials and Grand Admiral Thrawn. But before we get to that guy, I'm talking about Callan Card, who is the leader of this smuggling organization. He's based on the planet Mikir, something like that. It's got these species called Yalsamiri, which is very important to this. And they're native to this planet, obviously. And they have the ability to push back the Force, which we find out more about. And like, I think it's the next book, because I read that too. I got notes on it. Hopefully I do better videos because I have notes. Now we get to Thrawn. He's the last Imperial Grand Admiral. He's a Chiss from the Chiss Ascendancy in the Unknown Regions. I knew that before reading this. I knew most of this before reading it because I read the comic adaptation like 5 years ago. So I know quite a bit of stuff that's happening in this trilogy. And he rallies up the Imperial remnants, aims to destroy the New Republic and restore the Empire. So he's epic. He's super smart and he's tactical. A great villain and not like a physical villain. Then we got Joruus C'baoth, who is a dark Jedi clone of... I think you pronounce it Joruus C'baoth because he's a clone. And when you're a clone, you say your name weird. And he's recruited by Thrawn, and he demands Luke, Leia, and her children to be delivered to him so he can raise these Jedi. Even though he's crazy, he's insane. I don't look into the camera, he's insane. Sorry. I look at my face because I like my face. You guys probably don't, but you know, sometimes I like it. I like my mustache. Anyway, now Mara Jade. She's training to be Card's second in command in the smuggler organization. She really wants to kill Luke for reasons we'll get into later. Later in the book, it's revealed that she's the Emperor's hand. And she was sent, well, we're going to get into it now because on my notes it's on the same page. So we're getting into it right now. And she was sent to Jabba's palace to kill Luke while he was on the sail barge, but she wasn't allowed on it. She thinks Luke and Vader ganged up on the Emperor and just murdered him. Not at all what happened. But she doesn't know. Then we got this Bothan. I wrote these notes before I read the rest of the book, so I know what's going on. I won't do that again. I'll just do book to book. I won't read the trilogy before. And, you know, it's been a while. I need things to read. Anyway, this Botham counselor on this New Republic council to rebuild the New Republic. I thought maybe he was a traitor because he seemed like a traitor. He seemed like he sucked. And there was a Bafashi Dark Jedi on Dagobah. I don't remember if that's ever explained. But I'm like, who is that? Did Yoda kill him? Like, what? How long ago was he there, and for how long was he there, and who is he? That's what I want to know, but I didn't find out. At least I don't think I found out. If I did, I forgot. Now, there's this planet called Niklon, which is so cool. It's Lando's new operation, and it's too close to the sun, so it has to be shielded. And it was cool. There was an attack by the Empire. Also very, very cool. Epic. So epic. I love this book. This is A tier. No, this is S tier. This is definitely S tier. Anyway, Leia goes to Kashyyyk with Chewie, because hopefully they can protect her. It's way cooler than Return of the Jedi. It's explained like there's a city in the trees. There's a landing pad coming straight out of a tree. Everything is held up by branches. It's kind of more like the holiday special than Revenge of the Sith. Leia can only understand the Wookiee that has a speech impediment, which is wild. I don't have any problem with that. That's pretty cool. Luke gets captured by Card after a near escape from the Imperials, and he's lost in space. So he's captured. He's captured really by Mara, but she delivers him to Card. And then Han and Lando go to Mikir to pitch the trades offer. So they're all in the same place, and they just don't know it yet. Then Thrawn comes from Yosemite, because he took them earlier in the book. He has a plan for him. He took them to be able to get Jarus on board. So he wanted to kill him with Force Lightning. Also very cool. And Han and Lando hide out in the forest as soon as Thrawn arrives, so he doesn't kill them all. And Luke is put into a shed, along with R2. He then escapes, and Mara goes after him, and they work together to get out of the forest because they crashed their speeders. Luke uses the Crate Dragon Scream, the same one that Obi-Wan used, to scare away this predator called the Vonskir. Now, they're a predator that hunts with the Force instead of the Yosemite. They're the prey that repel the Force. Back on Kashyyyk, Leia is attacked by the Noghri. One of them recognizes her, helps her escape. Turns out, the Noghri worship Vader, and they were his secret bodyguards before he died. So they all call Leia Lady Vader. Well, at least this one does so far. And Leia convinces him to let her go to his homeworld so she can meet the others and hopefully stop them from hunting her and turn them against the Empire to join their new republic. So after they all leave Mikir, Han and Lando go to the shipyards on Silas Van, which is part of the New Republic. And Thrawn attacks with 50 mole miners that was stolen from Lando's operation, with more warships, and the New Republic is victorious, but Thrawn is still out there. I don't think I explained this one all that well. I read this a while ago. I just really need to get on track with these. I read Dark Force Rising and Last Command, so after I get those videos done, I'll do Dark Empire, but I haven't read Dark Empire yet. It won't be me trying to remember what's going on based on notes. Anyway, I ranked this story an S on my tier list. This is the best story so far that I've done videos on. And it's epic. I loved it. I'm wondering why Obi-Wan can't appear anymore. Kind of along the same question as Anakin in the last story that I read. These characters think back to events from like over 5 years ago from the movies instead of from the past 5 years, maybe like a year ago something happened. It seems like nothing happened in between that time. I'm sure something happened because there's a lot of books that I didn't read. So, I did have another question. As readers, we can understand Rarla, the Wookiee, but we can't understand Chewbacca. And it's like, why? Is that the one with the speech? I don't think that was the one with the speech impediment. If it was, that would explain why. Huh. This is why I need to do the video right after I read the book. I won't forget stuff. Anyway, love this story. 10 out of 10 for me. Cannot wait to do the video on Dark Force Rising and Last Command, and then hop into Dark Empire. But yeah, peace.